I mean, we were waiting all tournament. We were waiting for the best of the Aussies. And even when we saw them against the Kiwis, they just didn't play like the best in the world. Is it going to be smoother? Because there has been, I mean, are we putting too much expectations on Nathan Cleary? What is it that's not quite working at the moment?
Well, he's made a couple of errors through, and you could watch 2 months of NRL and not see Nathan make an error, drop a ball, kick a ball out in the full, and it's just those things combined with the fact that Australia's attack just hasn't been fluent. Now, there's plenty of other reasons apart from Nathan as to why Australia haven't been as fluent as they should be, but I think coupled with, the odd error here and there, well, the focus has been on Nathan. And I know he's spoken about his own form and how he thinks he can turn it round, but,
Nathan's a big game player too, Brandy. I mean, he would take this personal, right? He hasn't been bad by any means. He's been very good. He just hasn't been at his usual...
That's right.
...classy best. But you don't think he's sticking around after training, working on his kicking game. You don't think he's working on his passing game and his running game and his combinations with Cam. Of course he is. And I expect him, the type of player that he is, come the final against Samoa, to bring his best. And I think it's a scary proposition for the opposition because it's not very often that you see him making errors or not playing at a very, very high standard.
This was the unveiling of the new generation of Kangaroos. So many new faces. This was the future of the green and gold, and the most talked about person was Nathan Cleary, stepping into that halfback role. And I mean, the number 7, well, let's not talk about numbers, but the halfback position brings so much history with it, and everyone, is he the next Joey?
And
you
pressure.
Look about, and pressure, and you look at Joey's representative career. He spent half of the time at hooker and half of the time at halfback. I think he even jumped into 5'8" for a test or so. So, I mean, we need to probably cut Nathan some slack and realise that he's only had a handful of games for Australia, and this will be worth the wait for Nathan.
Yeah, and as Bray said, like there's been a couple of errors. The fact that he was missing goals, everyone went, oh, well, because he just doesn't miss otherwise. Yeah. So all those little things added up to people going, well, should he be there? But he should be there. He's the best halfback in the game. That's without question. That is without question. And it's just taking him a little time to feel comfortable with the new players around.
There's so many new combinations in this team. So many new combinations, but you cannot underestimate, too, Brendan, in the halves, when you play a full season. I mean, he plays with Luai. They've been together since they were 15, 16 years of age. Their combination is faultless. But when you've got no matter how good of player that you are, you come into a new Australian test team. You've never played with Cameron Munster before in your life. You've got Latrell and the likes on the outside that he's probably never played with as well, apart from Origin. Harry Grant. So it's not easy. It takes time. And that's why I was a little bit critical of Mal in not solidifying or having the same combinations throughout the group stage, because these guys have not played together. It doesn't matter whether you're the best player in the world or not. It takes time to get that fluency and that cohesion with the guy next to you, especially in the halves. It sometimes takes a year or two. So just to step in there and think that they're going to be at their best from game one, it was a bit unrealistic. And
we know that Jerome Luai has hit the ground running since that early, that shattering loss to England. He's now been man of the match 3 times in a row. Yeah. Can't wait to get up in Cleary's face. He knows this inside out. He's going to make it really tough. Yeah, and enjoy that. He's going to make it really personal.
Well, we just spoke to Reg, and he'll be up against Junior Barlow. We saw Liam Martin and James Fisher-Harris grab each other on the weekend in the semi-final, and Nathan and Jerome will be in each other's face. And that's just how Jerome plays. But for people to still be questioning whether Nathan should be the halfback, I think is silly.
It's done.
Yeah,
he's the 7. We're moving on.